What's up, Legacy Builders? I'm Rob.
I'm Reshawn, and this is Learn, Hustle, Grow. We help you build wealth and explore entrepreneurship so that you can leave a legacy.
She's a travel agent.
He's a realtor.
And we are debt-free entrepreneurs.
Rob and I have been real estate investors for the last 6 years. If you know our story, then you know that investing in real estate allowed us to leave our corporate jobs, travel the world, and become entrepreneurs. In this video, we are going to share 8 things you need to consider before purchasing real estate in another state.
Number 1, you need resources. You need boots on the ground, someone to be your eyes and ears since you live out of state. Right?
Absolutely.
So you need to find yourself a local realtor.
Yeah, that realtor is going to give you access to the MLS, number 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the best way to do that, I believe, is to get a referral. If you know someone that's connected to someone in that city, that would be fantastic, right?
Yeah, even better if that person who's making the referral is also an investor, because they have an idea of what it's like to work with a realtor who knows what you're looking for.
Right. Also, there is an online resource called BiggerPockets.
Yes.
It's a community that it's like a social media for real estate investors, right? Everyone talks about their cities. Everyone makes recommendations and stuff. So if you use the BiggerPockets network, then you probably can find a local realtor in that group.
Yep, absolutely. That's an excellent option, babe.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, if you are not coming to Texas to invest with Rob and I, you could look up a realtor on Google.
Yes, that'd be the worst case scenario. So definitely get that local realtor first and foremost.
Next, in the area of resources and boots on the ground, you are going to need a property manager.
Yeah. Property managers are... That's a tough one because you have to find a good property manager, right? We know that from experience, but.
And the property manager has to be there to answer those questions and those late night phone calls and to actually go out and take a look at the property when you are not available. We certainly would not recommend an out-of-state purchase without someone that is going to be a primary contact for your tenants. Right. And one of the ways in which you can locate a property manager is the NARPM or NAPRM, one of those.
NARPM.
Okay, great. It's the National Association of Rental Property Managers. You can check them out online.
Yeah, that's a great resource. Also, you can look on reviews. You can check on reviews on the BBB, for example. That's always a great resource, and they have grades for the businesses, and they have comments and everything, right?
Yeah, you can actually look at previous complaints. I think a lot of people forget about their local Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, that's a great one. So most likely if they got an A rating, they're a pretty good business, right? So you can get an A or B rating. Also, there's Yelp reviews, just like a lot of review sites.
Yeah, I've reviewed everything from restaurants to my dentist and property managers using Yelp.
Yep, and now the latest one that's out now is yellowpages.com. The yellowpages.com. They're trying to get into the space now of reviews. So
and why not, right? They have all the businesses listed online. So I'm guessing they are hoping that there's an opportunity for them to get in on the user review experience as well. It's just another opportunity to get a different perspective.
Yep, indeed. Before we go any further, please like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.
We don't want you to miss a single video.
The third resource that you will need is a local lender. The reason why I say a local lender is because locally you should be able to get a better rate.
Yeah, that is a great tip, babe. And one of the things you want to be aware of, unfortunately, a lot of local lenders will not lend to an out-of-state investor.
Right, they will not.
Yeah, they just feel like it's too big of a risk if you don't live there.
Leave the country, right?
Worst case scenario, you can go with a national lender, a big bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. These are things you just want to consider before you make the purchase, however. What are the resources that are available to you?
The second tip for buying real estate out of state is establish your criteria. What is your budget? first of all, right? If you are going to another state, you might want to know what your budget can buy, right?
Yeah, one of the driving factors for leaving your home state may be getting more bang for your buck. But you want to have an idea of just how much you can spend before you even begin looking.
Yeah, and another thing is how many units can your budget purchase, right?
Yeah.
Are you buying a single family home or a multi-unit place? That all kind of falls under the budget also, right?
Yeah, one of the things we actually covered in a previous video on real estate investing was the fact that the 1 to 4 loan from your lender can cover anywhere from 1 to 4 units. So when you are buying that, when you are getting pre-qualified for the property, you may find that you can get a duplex out of state for what you would normally pay for a single family home in your home state.
Yeah, that'd be nice. The location, what location in the preferred city will you be purchasing? North, south, east, west, right? Some places are much more expensive and some are more affordable even in those cities, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you definitely have your Class A neighborhoods versus Class B or C, and that's going to impact what you can demand for the rent.
Right. And your return on investment. How much are you trying to make? There are several online calculators on our favorite website, BiggerPockets, or just on Google on what your return is going to be.
Yeah, and we list this as a key part of your criteria because when you are house shopping, it can be easy to fall in love with the property itself.
Yeah, but
that's not what you want to do.
No, especially with an investment, you want to make sure it's making money first and foremost, even if it's not in the best neighborhood, it probably still can make money,
right.
Make
Remember,
some good money.
This is not your home.
No.
So ROI is more important than granite countertops.
Yeah, probably don't want those in a rental anyway, unless it's a high-end rental, so.
Number 3, choose a city you are familiar with.
Yes.
Neither Rob nor I are Texas natives. He is from the Norfolk, Virginia area. I am from Chicago, Illinois. With that in mind, when we began our search to invest out of state, we started with those 2 cities.
Also, if you have friends or family that you frequently visit and you love the area, I'm always looking, for example, at a potential out-of-state property. So if you go there frequently, or if you just like the area, you've been there and you love the area and you think it can make money, that might be an option also.
Yeah. We would love to own in the state of California.
Oh, I was going to say Martha's Vineyard.
But we just simply cannot afford those areas.
Right.
So Texas is still a great place to buy for us.
Yes. We'll stick to Texas until we find somewhere, that can compete with these prices. So number 4, choose a location where you can make money. For example, is the city growing?
Yeah.
Right?
What's the job market like in that city?
Exactly. If there's a potential for growth, you definitely want to get in on as close as you can to the ground floor, right?
There are tools online you can use to research all of this information. Population, job growth, economic development. You can actually find economic development information on the city's website.
And what's the rental market in that area? You don't want to purchase something that you can't rent out, right?
Yeah, if the opportunity to buy is less expensive than it is to rent, then it might not be a good time to purchase your rental property or in that specific location.
Another thing you might want to look at is, does the property manager or potential property manager feel safe in that area?
Yeah, this is why it would be a good idea to have a property manager, because they can tell you whether or not that's a neighborhood they would be willing to go to.
Exactly.
If they are not willing to go to the area, probably not a good place to buy.
No.
Number 5, let's say you've picked a city you are familiar with, but you're not necessarily that familiar with the neighborhood within that city.
Yep.
If that's the case, you want to take advantage of online tools. What are some of the tools we've used, Beck?
Google Street View. That one has been very valuable because when you type in an address and it zooms in to that Street View and you see,
Abandoned
cars or people standing on the corner and,
broken down fences.
You're like, maybe not this area.
Or
But,
maybe you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it just helps to know, right?
Well, I'm sure you can get a deal. But another one was Neighborhoodscout. Is that it? Yeah, Neighborhoodscout. That's a great one. It's got plenty of information on it.
Yeah, that one actually gives you a report of what the people in the neighborhood are like, kind of the cultural breakdown.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yep,
Yeah.
pretty good. Yep, probably got schools and everything around there too, right? Yep, and of course, good old YouTube. YouTube. A lot of people love to talk about their neighborhood.
Yeah.
And like for example, we just did a video on our channel about Plano, Texas, right? And people love it, right?
We also did downtown Dallas.
Oh yeah, in downtown Dallas. So there are people out there making YouTube videos about a specific neighborhood, and you can at least check it out through the eyes of them, and at least that section of the city. Right?
Yeah,
So,
the internet is definitely to your advantage these days, so take advantage of it.
Number 6, research tenant landlord laws in the city. This is a
Yes.
big one.
It is very important.
Yeah.
I mean, are the laws friendly to you as a landlord?
Oh, yeah. Or are you going to be struggling to get people out that don't want to pay your rent, right?
Yeah.
That can be a struggle.
Not a whole lot more to say on that.
No.
Do your research.
How much is it going to cost to evict someone, right? Definitely want to know that.
Number 7, get an inspection. You may find that when you work with an out-of-state realtor, if they love the property, then they may say you don't need an inspection, and not getting an inspection can be viewed as a way to save money. We strongly advise against this.
Yes.
Get an inspection under all circumstances.
Yep. Get a thorough one if you can. Most inspectors, they mainly check out the structural parts of the house, like the foundation, the electrical, make sure there's no leaks in the roof, all that type of stuff.
Yeah. And how would you go about finding one of these inspectors?
Call your local realtor and tell them you want a thorough one. You want a fantastic inspector, someone who doesn't take any shorts because you're buying out of state.
Yeah. And if your realtor, for whatever reason, doesn't have a relationship with an inspector, then, of course, you can always shop online for home inspectors or property inspectors.
Yep, check out those reviews. People let you know. Number 8, last but not least, on our tips for what to consider before buying out of state, visit the city yourself. So you might want to just go ahead and, if you have the means, to go ahead and visit the city yourself and check out some of the local areas.
Yeah, there's nothing like being there in person when you can.
Yes.
Make a trip, go in off season. If you are considering coming to Texas for whatever reason, go ahead and start looking at the price of those tickets now.
Right. Yep. Check out different neighborhoods, and you can get a feel for it yourself, just like at home, right? And sometimes you kind of know when you drive through a neighborhood whether it's family friendly, whether it's not so friendly, whatever, right?
Yeah. If you visited the state at least once and narrowed it down to a specific city or neighborhood, that will make it so much easier for you to work with the resources that are boots on the ground.
Yep.
And it'll give you a chance to meet those people in person. Meet with a few realtors. Meet with a few property inspectors. Find out if you guys are clicking, if you are connecting and can work well together.
Yep. And they'll let you know what's going on with each neighborhood and what you should and shouldn't buy and where they would buy if they could, right? Have you purchased any real estate out of state? Are you considering purchasing out of state?
Would you consider purchasing in the DFW market? If so, Rob Lee is your local realtor. We want to hear from you. Comment below.
See you in the next video.